Looky here, it's the Pat and JT podcast.
Pat and JT podcast.
Proudly supported by Kugler Vision. Couldn't be happier about that. So thank you guys.
I think they're proud to support. At least that was the rumor. We're proud to have them support.
No
That's
news
for
is
sure.
good news. They haven't said they're not, right?
They're still doing it.
That's right. So
I'm going to go with it.
Right.
Which, by the way, if you've thought about possibly getting rid of your glasses or your contacts, great place to start is at kuglervision.com. It tells you all about it. Super user friendly website. Everything is laid out. It's really easy to maneuver around. Click on the procedures. You can find out more details. And right there, you also see that consult button. And be sure and let them know that you heard about them on Pat and JT's podcast.
You can find us on it's Pat and JT, Instagram, on Twitter, on Facebook.
Actually, you can go to our website.
You can it's true. You can go to patandjt.com and not only where you can find us on social media, but also wherever you can listen to our podcast. You can listen to it on our website, and it tells you right there.
It's got all the links
where you can. Yep.
That makes it so much easier for you, because it might be you came across it and you're listening to it for the first time, and you maybe aren't a regular podcaster, but it'll give you all your options right there and give you a chance to check it out or pass on the information to a buddy.
And you know what I just realized too yesterday?
What's that?
That we have our voicemail number, 402-403-9478. But you can text us there too. You can text us at 402-403-9478. And that's kind of a more, because our voicemail, we get our voicemail and then we record our podcast for the next day, so sometimes it's not the most real-time communication. So you feel free to text us if you want.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no spam though. No.
we haven't had any yet. Right? You haven't signed up for anything though, right?
Nothing yet.
Don't use that phone number for anything.
Anything. Zero. Because once you do it one time, you're done.
That's it. Then they start selling you.
Yeah.
That's all it takes. Couple of things we hadn't talked about, because we had a special guest on the show for the last episode, was Astro Clay Anderson, our Nebraska astronaut, talking about the 50th anniversary of the moon landing. And it was just so fun to get to talk to him. We haven't had him on the podcast. That was the first time.
First time, yeah.
And he was in town just like for a fleeting moment, but he was so busy he couldn't stop by. Next time we'll get him to come in and spend some time with him and talk about some other stuff. He's got some interesting views on a lot of things.
Yeah,
he loves talking pop culture.
Least. Yeah, he does. To say the least.
I want to know is what he would, because we haven't had a chance to talk about it, and we didn't talk about it with him, is I want to know what he thinks about the city of Berkeley, California. I'm just curious.
I think we kind of can fill in the blanks on that one.
I've seen 3 stories so far.
They're all crazy. Everyone is crazy in that town.
The city council, first off, they want to be more gender inclusive, and you probably heard that. You've probably seen the list, and I even printed out the list. We could post the list.
Let's do that.
The condensed version of the list of terms that they wanted to change. They don't want bondsman. It has to be bondsperson. You can't say brother or sister. You have to say sibling. Or that's what they want to do in any documents that come from the city of Berkeley. It's not like they're policing the streets, but they're hoping that it catches
Something that's
on.
official from the city. It will never catch on. I'm just saying.
So instead of, what was the other one? The manhole cover. That was the big one, was a manhole cover. And so instead of a manhole, it's a maintenance hole.
I think we should just take the word hole out of it. I think that's the most maintenance hole. I mean, what a terrible, I'm going on the maintenance hole.
You're going the maintenance hole. Well, it kind of is though. You can't say man-made either.
Can you say person hole?
Well,
you can't say man-made?
Man-made, no.
They know that, people know that like mankind is not, like, I'm not a man, you're not a woman. We're
like
both mankind.
It's
yeah.
Mankind. Kind of like our species.
Yeah.
Human-made, artificial, manufactured, machine-made, or synthetic. Not man-made.
Okay.
No manpower either. Workforce.
Okay. That sounds good.
Okay. No master. So I don't know.
Like a master copy, like a master file. Because when we do podcasts, our final
play
copy
at the
of
masters.
it's play at the masters.
It has to be captain, skipper, pilot, safety officer, or central.
Winner of the green jacket of the skipper jacket. Tiger Woods.
It's the central tournament.
So
I don't know.
Dumb.
Men and women are now people, or a single gender. What are some other ones in here? You have to say, you can't say pregnant woman. You have to say pregnant employees. I know, I'll wait.
I feel like a pregnant employee today for some. I'm super bloated. Pregnant. But again, this isn't. They're just proposing this. This hasn't passed yet, right?
Passed.
It did. Oh, okay.
Not sportsmen, hunters. Not all sportsmen have guns, do they? Sportsmen, hunters?
I don't know.
Sorority, fraternity. Now it's just the collegiate Greek system residents.
So dumb.
So anyway,
dumb.
the other two stories then.
joke.
I know the other two stories. I didn't know they'd already banned straws.
I knew it was talk. I thought
And
I
knew
thought
there
it was
was
just
talk about it.
Yeah.
But they did ban straws, plastic straws. And now they've decided to, they have become the first city in the country to ban natural gas from homes and businesses.
That's stupid. Like the whole straw thing, I think it's weird. I get where they're going. Like the plastic bags at grocery stores, I thought should have been banned a long time ago. There are too many of them. They're all over the place. It's just, and Walmart is the big. They don't even offer you paper bags.
It's like it's come full circle because we used to only have paper sacks,
Right.
And then they said we've got to save the trees, so then we started using plastic.
That's right. I forgot. That's why we had the plastic.
That's why the plastic came in
right.
was to save the trees because we were using too many paper sacks.
So now what? F the trees.
So
We don't
now-
know.
They should start. Somebody should start making paper bags like the. Didn't they just recently? It's like some of the farmers in the state. I know we've talking to one farmer in particular. He was trying to get the approval to be one of them that could grow hemp,
Yeah.
and I think he might have.
Right. And it makes sense.
But take that product because I don't know how well I can retell the story, but the whole hemp.
this
and
should be fun. Go.
Trees thing, right? Okay, so. Way back when our forefathers were deciding smart things, there were lobbies. There were people with deep pockets who would pay off the politicians so they could get their products put up front, just like they still do today.
Right.
So the hemp lobby was awful. And the tree lobby.
They were stoned out of their mind. Why do you
like
think
to
they were
they
awful?
Weren't. But then the other side, you've got the sawmills, the lumber, lumberjacks, all that stuff. They had a really good lobby. And so that's where paper was made from wood products instead of hemp.
Yeah, I'd buy that.
Even
Makes
though
sense.
hemp is easily renewable.
Yeah, it's
much quicker.
like 2 or 3 crops a year, if not more.
Right.
Right.
So-
100%.
so it was totally a money move.
I think you told that fine.
Thank you.
It was a good job.
Just trying. So anyway, so that's a basic gist of it. But anyway, yeah, the natural gas thing is gone. They said the logic behind it in Berkeley is that they want to help the planet reduce carbon emissions by eliminating natural gas and switching just to electric heat and cooking. Problem is the electric grid is predominantly powered by fossil fuel.
Oh,
Coal.
they didn't think about that one.
And because the state prides itself on having very little coal, so and the messy coal, they
Yeah.
don't have that. Instead, they import electricity from neighboring states like Utah and Arizona, where it's generated by coal.
I think it's funny.
So there we go with that.
I think okay. In general, when you remember to take them in the store, those bigger plastic,
Yes.
bags, or not plastic, whatever they are, canvas bags,
Reusable.
yeah, are awesome.
Did you see? I brought in some that I saw online, and I haven't seen them anywhere else yet that are better quality. But I like the idea. They have they're larger bags, and they're about the width of your grocery cart, and they have wooden rods across the top where the enclosure is, and so you can, like a file folder, you can set them in your shopping cart, and there are 3 or 4 different ones, and one of them is insulated, so you could put like frozen in that.
It's a great idea.
And then the other one's a netted bottom and the other one's a solid. And so you could put your stuff in and then you can go check out, put everything on the belt and then put everything right back in the bags and you can carry them right out.
It's a great idea.
Right?
Yeah, super idea. And
I just want to find one that looks better because these look really tacky. The ones that I found.
they look cheap.
Horribly cheap.
Right.
I have a feeling the first time you fill them up, the bottom falls out. But
That's what they look like.
yeah, I think that if you could find that, if you could improve on that, you'd have something.
It's brilliant. It's super easy.
Yeah.
And they are, and you can get, I hate going back out to the car when you get, I'll walk in with every plastic bag on my arms and holding pop and everything. So I hate going back out again. This one with those would be great. The canvasy
Yeah.
ones, you can take everything in. I mean, you can carry so much in those things.
Yeah.
Just a matter of how many times you got into the store and go,
I know.
forgot them in the car or forgot them at home.
I don't even think about it until I'm like literally at the checkout.
Yeah.
It just is not front and center for me. I need to leave them on the passenger seat.
And then they're right there at Home Goods anyway. There's a whole row of them right behind the registers, and they're 99 cents. Like, okay, fine.
Oh, then you end up with 100 of them in
14
the back of your
cat
car.
bags. Right. You never use them all. Right.
You always forget, so you got to buy 3 more.
Jeez.
Always got to buy 3 more. Oh my God. Speaking of the grocery store, we got a couple of things going on at the grocery store. First off, my phone is slowing down steadily.
Yeah.
But I want to thank Ed for that.
Jill Kardashian over there.
I know exactly how they feel now.
Yep.
I had to turn off my notifications. It was getting crazy.
Yeah, you went viral yesterday.
And all I wanted to do was give some love to Ed. When I was at Baker's, the way the story goes, I got done with everything, went and got Jack. And once I get Jack, all bets are off because I'm not going to stop anywhere else, right? I'm going
luck
home.
with that, yeah.
That's it. And I actually remembered when I was picking up Jack, I forgot to pick up my prescription. God damn, I can't go back and get it because I'd have to go inside where mine is. It's not a drive-through. So, and I'm like, so I'll go do it tomorrow. So home I go. You get home, throw everything down, feed the dog, feed the cat. Pants are off.
I mean, yes. Instantly.
You're getting comfortable, thinking about dinner, hit the TV, maybe pouring a drink, possibly.
What do you mean maybe pouring a drink?
And that's my problem. Because I poured the drink, that's when I realized I didn't have any half and half.
Oh.
I can't have that drink without
So
it.
you wouldn't go back, put Jack in his kennel for your prescription. But you would go back for half and half for your cocktail. Oh my God, I love it.
So, kennel up. Where are my pants?
Yeah, that rash can last one more day. I'm fine. Oh, wait, no half and half? Oh, my gosh. I'm out. Oh, my God.
So,
that is hilarious.
If I'm going to
total
transparency here.
When you told me that story last night, you didn't tell me why you left. You just said, I had to go back out. I assumed it was for dog food or for something.
Because I don't think that would have taken away from the sweetness of what happened. If I told you actually why I was there, but I was grumpy when I got there because I was like, dang it. But I did. I rolled up and Rockstar Parking.
Jeez.
I get like a front row spot right in front of the door practically.
Now, do you put driving pants on? Or did you put the pants on you had on the rest of the day?
Driving pants.
Driving pants. Got it.
Yes, basically, yes. Anyway, I'm not going to go down that road. But
Okay.
I was comfortable, but I was still mad because I was in my groove, ready to go. And so I pulled up and I go inside all the way to the back of the store to find my half and half. And I debated which store I was going to go to because where I'm at, it's like a mile, give or take, to 3 different grocery stores.
That's kind of frustrating when that's the case.
It's like, which way do I want? Well, if I didn't want to get on a major thoroughfare, Baker's was my best bet. So that's zoop over there. And so, I run in all the way to the back of the store to grab, and I grabbed 3 of the half and half.
You're saying that this is not happening again. I'm out on this crap.
I have nobody to blame. It's like, all right, who emptied the half and half and didn't tell anybody? Meow. Right?
Flash has a milk mustache. Jerk.
If only I could blame him. And so then come back up, checking out, and I grabbed my stuff, grabbed my bag, and I turned to go back to the door, and there's a gentleman standing there handing me a rose. An older gentleman, and you know how they have the single wrapped roses at the Baker's floral shop. And what they do is they'll mark them down because they want to get them sold because otherwise they're going to expire.
Yeah, they won't look very good and they'll die.
Right? And so he comes in apparently occasionally, according to one other lady that I talked to. She says, I've seen him do this before. I guess he does this every once in a while. And he buys all these roses that are marked down. And then he stands there and he hands them out to the ladies, old and young. Everybody gets a rose.
That's so cool.
And so he had this pile of roses on his golf cart, on his shopping cart. And I walked by him and I'm just like, oh my God, this completely just changed my trajectory. Thank you, So I turned around and took a picture of him as he was handing roses to some other people. And it's got a picture. The picture has his card in it as well. And some shocked looking faces all around him. And then I went up and introduced myself and asked his name. And he said his name was Ed. And I said, well, Ed, thank you very much. This is really nice.
That's so cool. That's so sweet.
And so he dug his wallet out and he was looking he says, hold on, let me get my card. Let me get my card for you. And I was like, well, that's nice. And I said, well, do you mind if I post this on Facebook? And he says, oh, I suppose that'd be fine. And kind of chuckled, and he's looking around and digging. He couldn't find a card. And he says, dang it. He says, I don't have a card with me. I'm sorry. And I said, well, what do you do? And he says, nothing.
What's on his card?
I don't know. That's what I want to know now. I want to know what's on Ed's card. So anyway, that's when
That's awesome.
When I posted the pictures of him and also of the flower.
I mean, within like a half hour, you had over 200 likes.
I don't know what I got. I think it
was 3:06 this morning when I got in. No big deal.
300. See, just like a Kardashian.
And then we share. Yeah, I know. And then we shared it on our show page and got another couple hundred more. I mean, it's pretty soon you're going to be on Fox and Friends. Talking about straws and then Ed.
325.
That's so cool that he does that. That, doing nothing, you're retired. You could do a million other things and you're out there doing that to make somebody else's day better.
It was like 5:30, somewhere around there, and everybody's in a hurry. Everybody's wanting to get home, and he's just, and I love, the thing I love about this, and I'm not like counting likes. I appreciate and I like the fact that so many people see the sweetness in this. You know what I mean? It's just like it just kind of gives you pause for a second. I was like, oh, that's nice. And there were a few people that recognized him. Said, I've seen him do that before. I've never seen him do that all these years. Going to that store, I've never run into him. I just got lucky.
That's cool.
Yeah,
that's
it's really pretty cool. It was cool. It was nice. So anyway, that's my big viral story.
That was very nice. That was a great story.
All because I was out of half and half. So there you go.
All right.
What was the other story we had?
It was the too many items in the checkout. This is like a grocery store themed.
Oh, that's what we were talking.
Right.
That's because we were talking about the woman from Georgia.
Yeah.
Who she made national news. That's what makes me mad. She makes national news. Ed should be on national news.
Yeah. Well, he's on his way. I mean? Yeah, he should be.
He should be on national news. And yeah, the woman in Georgia that made the video about that, she said that somebody said something awful to her. Still, the guy that talked to her, though, was a jerk, though, too. But she was a jerk for lying. And he was a jerk for pointing out the fact that she had too many items in her.
Although that does get frustrating, though, when you're going there, and it doesn't. I would never say anything, but if you see somebody in front of you at an express lane and they've got either a cart full or 25 things at a 10, it's like, come on, dude, and you're sitting there with a pop.
I'll give you that if it's busy.
Yeah.
In his case, he even said in his story there were 3 lanes open. That was one of them. He was in a different one. She wasn't even holding him up.
That's Nunya.
So she was in there with too many things. Her excuse was ridiculous. She said, well, I'm 9 months pregnant. I can't stand very long. Just because you get in the express lane doesn't mean you go much faster if you have a cart full. You have a cart full, you have a cart full. You're still going to stand there the same amount of time. But he actually went to an employee and said, tattletale, tattletale, tattletale over there. Look at her. And the employee said, well, our store policy, we aren't going to say anything. That's okay. It's all right. If you want to say something. And I'm like, okay, that was a mistake.
Yeah. Because the guy that's going to come over to the manager, it will probably say something to her.
Exactly. Give him permission.
Yeah.
And so he did. And he was rude. And he pointed out and he called her a B word. And
jeez. I mean,
because she snapped back at him. So he called her that.
Just stupid.
And it was stupid. But then she escalated it it was like, I think really it was going to be, oh, really? Well, I'll show you, buddy. And call and cry wolf. And she's done that before, though. Unfortunately.
Who is this lady? She's a representative?
She's a legislator from Georgia. She did it last year, claiming racism at a hotel. She called the hotel chain out, claiming that she wasn't served and other people were served before her based on race. And nobody paid attention to it. I don't think she was a legislator then. Now she is. And so she got a lot more attention. But yeah, he was kind of a jerk and she was kind of a jerk. But the whole thing with too many items, you're right. I've had that happen to me because I went into the wrong lane and I didn't even know I was in I was not even paying attention.
Right.
I had probably, it's supposed to be 12, 15?
Yeah.
I probably had 20. Whatever.
Which is what, if I'm close,
it's close.
5 or above, give it a shove.
And so I was checking out and somebody wasn't behind me. Somebody came over to me and pointed out the fact and pointed at the sign. I just remember them pointing out the fact. And I was just like, just mind your own business.
Did you say that to him?
Yes.
Good for you.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
I want one of these days to have nothing else going on in my life where I'm actually worried about that.
Right?
But that's a problem
that's your
for me.
Big issue. You want to unload on somebody for that. And the cashier, I do recall also, the cashier, when I got there, I started unloading and I realized, I go, oh my God, nobody was behind me. It wasn't super busy. And she said, don't worry about it. Just come on through.
Because it's not a big deal.
Not a big deal.
No, and I've been that person that's had maybe I have 15 in the line for 15. I have close to 15, and somebody comes up behind me with 1 or 2, and I'll let them go ahead. Like
Always.
just be courteous to people.
Always. Yep. I actually did. You see my other post too? It was something about hold the door for somebody, pick up a piece of trash.
Yeah.
Let somebody in your lane. That one you have to swallow hard on.
The why is that? Because it's the true. You letting somebody in your lane on the interstate.
I feel like they're cutting. And so,
I like it.
But when the lanes merge, or not merging, I guess, like when one lane's ending, I guess, yeah, it is kind of merging, but it's not the same thing. But they know it. You know they know it because they came up really fast on you and they're trying to get by everybody and get past the light. You know what I'm talking about. And I waved them in. I did that yesterday morning too. Apparently Karma said thank you by introducing me to Ed.
Do you see?
So there you go.
Do you expect a thank you wave?
Yeah.
So I do.
Yeah.
I do. I expect that. And when I don't, I think in my head, I think a jerk. I always say thank you, like a wave. Thank you all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. This one that I let in, I let him in. Well, actually, if I hadn't let him in, he would have hit the front end of my car because he just came over. He didn't use a signal or anything. He didn't even look in his mirror.
Yeah. He had a super fancy car, didn't he?
This was a Mercedes.
Yeah.
And he just rolled right in. And so I slowed down and backed off a little bit. I'm like,
I was able to pay somebody back one time instantly when they let me in. I was still driving to Lincoln and on Old Cheney, and there's a place, I think I told this story, where you get locked in and there's no place you can go. There's a train track and there's tons of traffic and there was an accident. I was locked in. A woman in a Civic or whatever, white car, stopped and let me in because otherwise I would have been locked behind this accident forever. She let me in.
Oh, sure. I know what you're talking about.
And so I get in front of her and hey, thank you. She waves back. And then up a little farther, there was that other accident that was in front of me, but it was in the lane that she was in. And I saw that she was because she had gotten over, saw that she was going to get stuck. And so I stopped and I helped probably for like 30 seconds. I held my lane up and I waved her in.
You ever feel like you get mad when you're waving somebody in and they don't see you?
Yeah. I was like, dude, I'm trying to help you. Right. When people don't say thank you when you let them in, when people don't say thank you or even acknowledge you when you hold a door for them.
Yes.
It's like, what? Where they just walk in.
Another one, this is going to seem odd, but when you're at a four-way stop and the person who has the right of way got there first, waves you through.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not how this works. Would you just take your turn?
Beth has made comments on that. It drives me nuts too. It's like, that's not how this works. Just let's go.
You got there first. I'm waiting for you. No, you go. And it's like, no, because about the time I go, you're going to go, and I'm going to get the ticket because you were there first and people saw you.
You're going to screw everything up. Everything up.
Oh, my God.
So that was fun. Grocery store themed.
For the most part.
Yeah.
For the
go
most
to our
part.
website, patandjt.com. You can find out where you can listen to us, downloading our podcast, all that kind of stuff. It's right there. You can call us, 402-403-9478, or shoot us a text as well.
Love your stories.
Yeah.
Do love your stories. Love when you call in. It's nice to hear you guys' voices.
Appreciate you guys
Thank you so
listening
much.
to our podcast. I'm going to say that again because I feel like what you're Thanks for listening to our podcast.
Pat and JT Podcast. A Parkville Media Production.